Okay, perfect. Welcome to another episode of Diversity is the Game Changer. And today I would even say probably beauty is the game changer because, first of all, now it's a lot of talk about this special word which we don't know anymore to use or not use, or we need to find something instead with nice label. But beauty is it's for sure, it's savored for the world, it's game changers, everything. And today we have the perfect confirmation of that. I have so beautiful guest, beautiful inside out. So welcome to our show, where today we are going to spread the beauty and pixie dust with beauty and purpose. Liz is my guest today. Full name, very beautiful name, Elizabeth Ann, but we already made the agreement that we are on a friendly note. She's Liz, and I'm trying to pronounce correctly MASTROGIANNIS because this is a Greek. I think it's extra exotical that you have this beautiful combination. Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for being with us today. Finding the
Thank you for
time
having
for us.
me. Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you so much. And I know you're jumping right up from your holiday, and it's Disney and it's cruise. Then to find like time to see it and answer, it's a commitment. Thank you so much. And now I'm jumping to introduction of you, and then we start having fun.
Okay.
In this powerful episode, and I gave the title, and we can correct, but I love the profile how you wrote it, spreading pixie dust, right? And I borrowed this from you. So it's diversity is the game changer with Liz, spreading pixie dust, but I wrote with purpose because I saw your profile, and I said I believe I'm kind of good person reader, so I can see for sure that because in our branch where we're modeling, right, it's many people, but after some period you actually learn very quickly to read a lot. Just we will conversate about that, but that's why I wrote with the purpose. In this powerful heartwarming episode, we are joined by the radiant, inspired model Liz, true force of light in the fashion world and beyond, represented by the EMG models, right? In Los Angeles, in New York, and not just there, actually globally, international, and shining face for, correct me if I'm not right, Diana Maharaj Couture. Yeah. Okay. So Liz brings beauty, brilliance, and boldness to everything she touches. What truly sets her apart? Her mission to spread pixie dust with purpose, advocating for empathy, authenticity in every space she walks into. That's my introduction. So welcome again.
Thank you.
Let's enjoy.
Thank you.
So first, and this is already my tradition, I do really believe that all of us, we actually very much from our childhood, and everything, how we think, how we approach people, and especially in your domain, because I also a little bit part of this road. So it's so important actually how we interact with people, and this special aspect I believe is very much impacted by our childhood, right? And I would like you ask to, because now you're a princess, you're a little bit grown, still girly, little bit grown up princess, but tell me about really Princess Little Liz. How was she? Was she actually dreaming to become international top model?
She was, well, so when I was little, I thought I was a princess. A Disney princess. My grandmother always treated me like a princess. She's like, you're the princess. And I wasn't really into modeling until when I was 16. And then an agent approached me. I was just out at a local fair. And they're like, oh, you should do modeling. And I was like, I don't know. I wasn't too confident in myself, and, very insecure and awkward at 16 and not too sure. And then I gave it some thought. And as the years went on, when I was 19, I actually decided, you know what, I'm going to try this. And that's kind of how it just went off and took off back then. And then I, went to college, got my degree, in communications and marketing. And then I met my husband, had a family, kind of put modeling on the back burner. And then I'm just turned 46. So
Look at her. She's just,
thank you.
Just turned, not just look at her.
Yeah, like a few days ago, I turned 46 and I signed with EMG. I think it's 2 or 3 years ago. So finally, after all these years, I got my dream, and it's been awesome. It's been so much fun. So.
Wow, that's why I mean, like, with the purpose, because it's so inspirational. That's actually why I decided to have my show, to show that the storytelling of real people, and like, it's so inspirational, like, because so many girls, especially now in social media out there, they all the time compete and compare themselves, and they believe like 16 or 19 and you have just like that, and you have just this size or just this age.
Yes.
Or look like that, and then you can, because we all in the childhood princess, and at some point we dream about, of course, being a modeling or to be role model. Then you're princess that everybody look up to, and look at you look fantastic.
Thank you.
Stunning princess. I would never ever, of course, guess that you're that age, because but I know, okay, I can be honest with you, I have a little bit this same effect, because I'm talking with people, they're like, oh, okay, kids and grandkids. Like, kids, you have that and that. I said, yeah, but actually, because this year I'm turning 45 myself.
Well, you look beautiful. Look at you.
So that's why, like I kind of, when I found your very beautiful profile, I was like, okay, this girl, I know when I'm not saying if, but when we meet each other we have much to connect, because I also that you started like not like me, bro, just 2-3 years ago, and now it's completely different approach. We are so confident. It's another story, and I love you're showing it like really boldly, that you don't need to sacrifice your dream or degree or family.
No,
you can actually but tell me about your family, and I mean, like, childhood. But was it like, okay, you are not confident, but also you've been dreaming maybe about other achievement, first about family, about degree, but actually this degree you've taken, then it's very alignment, right? Because you have to be confident and to go outside comfort zone to be marketed and selling. Tell me about your then aspirations. You want to actually to model, but what was also your dreams, because I'm sure you're so diversified. Tell about other leads, not just.
I like to say, when I was younger, I was kind of a career gypsy. I would travel from one job to the next job and kind of find my place and what I wanted to do. So I've worked in all different industries, from hospitality, restaurants, to being a nanny, to working for movie studios and working with, big name movie studios. And what else have I done? I've worked in salons as a receptionist. I have a vast range of different careers that I've like trickled in, kind of finding my place. And nothing really, but now also I do travel planning for Disney, which is my pixie dust. So on top of being a model, I do travel planning. But when I was younger, what I wanted to be, I was like, oh, maybe a model, maybe an actress, but then maybe a teacher. See, I didn't really know. I was kind of finding my place. I definitely knew I wanted to work with people. I wanted to help people, inspire people. And that's kind of, I feel like everything has led me to this point. It's got me to this point, this confidence I have in myself, or I'm able to help younger women. I'm able to help older women our age. They turn to me and look for advice and guidance. And that's my main purpose with this industry and wanting to be in this industry, is to help people. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's glamorous. It's also very hard. But I want to inspire and teach and show people the right way and what to look out for and what to be wary of. And because, as you know, there's a lot of people out there that kind of want to feed off you and take advantage of you and guide you in the wrong direction. So kind of want, like you said, with purpose and with a passion and doing things for others. It's not just about me. I'm not one of those people that are me. You know, it's all about being empathetic and sympathizing and empathizing with others.
Oh yes, thank you so much, because we need really more role models like you in this domain. Because for me, and I have now 2 teen girls, myself, my 2 daughters, they're 16 years old, and they kind of believe in this curated picture when you just scroll social media, that everything's so beautiful, so flawless and fun. But luckily they know mom, and they know like all identities of their moms, like mom.
Yes.
But you're not the person who is on Instagram said no, and you see it's the same. It's like the person then you perceive that they're also like not like they are.
Exactly.
Right.
It's funny. My son is 16 and my daughter's turning 15 on Saturday. So they're in the scroll mentality too. And they know what, you know, they see my Instagram too. And they're like, yes, that's you, but no, it's not you, you know? And I'm like, well, see, this is reality. This is how it is. And don't strive. It's okay to want to be perfect, but it's not everything. You like the little wrinkles or the little blemish. It's okay to have that. You know, everybody has that. So
exactly, because now in this digitalization, because you and me, we made, and I always joke, I made in Soviet, and I mean I made in completely different era. Like I remember myself, we didn't have phones. We had this like just one machine phone on the block house when I went. It's completely, it was like aliens now in this air. And when I'm talking with my kids, like, but you know, for them maybe it's a little bit easier to cope, because I have adopted them from Ukraine and they know the different culture and they traveled a lot, but you know what's happening now. But I mean, like, people really, I do believe, like you and me, we have to make impact to spread the ripples that it's the reality, it's how we market ourselves, but at the same time we should teach our kids to crave for more authenticity, right?
Because exactly sorry, this is falling.
No,
there we go.
I want, like for you, what is your idea about this transition from actually when we didn't have that much, I believe, dependency on social media? Now you and me, we have the same age kids, so sometimes I really feel like it's a scary tendency. It's so scary tendency that they actually all the time bombard of information that is not genuine, it's not real. How you talk with your kids, how you actually then also try them to make their right choices, what they should consume, like in social media, for example?
It's so hard because you want to trust them, you want to give them their space, but you also need to be aware of what's going on with them. And like having, I don't want to be like, what are you doing? What are you scrolling? What are you watching? And the social media, it's affecting not just my kids, it's affecting this whole generation, the younger generation, of this, like we just said, the perfection mentality that we have to look a certain way, we have to fit a certain way, we have to be, you know, perceive ourselves a certain way and come across that way. So I mean, my kids know I'm very real with them, and I'm like, this is not real, this is not real life, you know that. And we're just very open and honest, and we have open conversations. And I think parents need to have conversations with their children. And some parents are like, oh, do whatever you want. But then there's other very strict parents, which you can't be that way either. I'm sorry, my thing is like falling on me.
It's no problem. That's correct. That's a huge problem now, that social media and everything is allowed, which is actually you can control and you want to trust. It's about, and especially when you're in this domain. But what do you think now, especially it's about this backlash, especially in US, about diversity, equality, inclusion of DEI? It's a so big deal now. I think it's actually for me, it's like, rebranding to find something. But actually what you're saying, it's so correctly, is that it's this myth of perfection. It's so fleeting. It doesn't exist. Everybody different. That is the beauty. And especially in the what do you think about fashion last 2-3 years? How actually uh you balance, because it's so competitive, and like you said, so many people, maybe it's my idea, but I really, when I stepped into, had to find some new tools in my daily life to find back to myself.
I kind of, okay, because I'm going to be open and honest and real, because that's what we're doing here. When I was younger, I had an eating disorder. In the industry back in the 90s, that mentality of you have to look this certain way, you have to be this certain way, it caused me to have an eating disorder back then. So I think that foundation and what I learned from that experience, I carried to what I am today. I'm like, if they don't like me for who I am, if a client sees me and they're like, you're too big, your hips are too big, your waist is too small, your hair is this way, you're that way, then I look at myself, and sometimes it hurts, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, oh really? But then I'm like, no, there are plenty of people and clients and people that want to work with me just how I am. And it's so important for men and women in this industry to realize you cannot take things personally. It's not you. It's just they're not looking for what you're presenting that day. There's going to be people out there that want to work with you. It's so hard, and to just, I don't know, this mentality I've developed, it took years to get to where I am, because when I was younger, I would be so offended and I'd be like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? They don't want me. I can't do this. Now, you know what? Something better is coming my way. I'm going to work with somebody that wants me for who I am. So developing this mentality and this strength, it's another thing I want to share and spread the positivity and let people know you are perfect just how you are. Don't change for anybody. I used to think that way. You add that, oh, I should maybe cut my hair. And I did cut my hair. When my hair was down halfway to my back, I chopped my hair up here for an agency.
Wow, thank you so much for being so honest and open, because actually I'm also, this is the path for me. That's why actually I've decided to open the show last December. And because everybody kind of first time maybe they see this flourishing picture of me on Instagram, and hello, hello.
I was like, where it happened?
It happens. It's real life. I like that something can fail still. We don't need perfection here, right?
Yes.
So yes, I started to thank you so much for your honesty, because I am not going to share a lot, because people probably who's watching, follow me, and I hope my beautiful audience that they know my authenticity, that I started my show being on mental institution leads, because I have OCD, and OCD with I believe many years ago I had also anorexia. I had the same like you, mental, because it's not the problems your stomach or with your taste or something, but it's up here.
Exactly
Because I took all the comments, and the worst probably, we should be aware now, especially I can like sometimes spy on my kids and like, okay, why they eat or not eat, because I remember the guy which I liked very much, he just liked very very thin girls from just like nature. I was not like that, and I just cut out all my food, right? And it started there. Maybe it was just a comment he never actually reflected about, but we should talk so openly now that it's actually started with small seeds, right? But comment there, little bit there, little bit there, a lot of social media. It's so scary.
And they plant the seeds like over the years, and comments people say, and they just plant and plant, and you put them away, but then eventually they like come out and you're like, with anything.
Like because the then self you see confirmation. That's why what I'm doing, I'm meditating twice a day now, especially more. I can swear you that the war in Ukraine a lot toxic my life. Like I could kind of find how to deal with, but last 3 years when I'm into this branch and in this, like you said, to find back to myself and every single day, like really to be the best supporter for myself. I have to make like everyday practice because I want to know whether you're practicing something like mindful tool.
I do.
I believe you do. I do. Can you
I think
share
that
how your day looks?
Like you, meditation and breathing and making sure you're taking time for yourself, connect it with the nature. I go for walks with my dog. This sounds silly, but sometimes I'll stand in my yard barefoot, like now that it's nice, and like ground myself with the earth and like just feel like, okay, everything's okay. Taking time for myself and just feeling that, there's so much else besides this. It's internal too. So we have to be okay from the inside and then it can reflect out.
Exactly.
Like
thank you so much.
The heart.
Yeah. So you breathing and meditation. I am doing affirmations, like and journaling, like
Yes.
So all this, and I think we have to. I know it should be kind of going inside. Should be taught at school at so young age, and especially now the era with so much stress, right? All the time. Yeah. What about your other hobbies? Do you have modeling or not? I don't know. You call it job or hobby or how actually cognitively you put focus on that? Because if I believe if people too much into that, then it's easy to be backlash. But if it's like, okay, just part of my life.
Yes. There's a balance because first and foremost, I'm a mom. That comes above anything, even with modeling jobs. If my kids have something important and there's a modeling job, I'm sorry, but now I'm at this point in my life, my kids are my priority, So and then obviously modeling is much fun. And I also I do travel planning, so balance, and then the house and the family and then the modeling. You have to have a balance all around.
Yes, exactly. What do you think? Have you ever had thoughts about pageantry? Have you been into this? Because I know it's very big in US.
So funny. So I did the Mrs. Connecticut pageant, Mrs. America, Mrs. Connecticut. And I was the first runner-up, and I won photogenic awards. I never became Mrs. Connecticut. I just did pageantry, and it was fun. That's another thing to build your confidence. I've done fitness competitions where you have to, look a certain way, your body, and work out and eat a certain way. And so it's like a pageant, but for fitness. So I've done a lot. I've done a lot.
What could you advise people who actually outside the US? Because in Europe it's not that big actually. In Scandinavia I'm living now, it's far more. It's just like and then especially young girls, they're like they have this double because they really believe it's like it's so big competition. It's like sometimes because it's just women and just girls and just all these queens with drama. Because I have experienced something different actually, and I'm very thankful for this experience. What would be your advice to actually young girls who want to participate? What they should focus on
for pageants?
Yes,
I would say focus on finding yourself, who you are, what you represent, what you believe in, and a platform. If it is working with animals, if it's working with the elderly, if it's working with children, or there's a foundation, cancer, somebody in your family or has cancer, you have to find what rings true to you. You cannot be fake in pageantry because they will see right through you. Yes, you have a pretty face, a pretty body, but you do have to also have meaning behind yourself. They don't just want what you are, they want who you are as a person. So you have to have hobbies and interests and show the judges and the people that you're more than just a pretty face.
Exactly. What was your platform? What did you
I actually did the eating disorder and anorexia, and working with the NEDA, National Eating Disorder Association. I've been a member for over 15 years now with them. And I just bring awareness about eating disorders for men and women because it affects everybody and all ages. That was one. And then my grandmother passed away from Alzheimer's. So that's another, foundation that I believe in and support. Yeah.
As an advocacy for anorexia disorder, what maybe like what actually the traits that we parents we can pay attention to when we have kids, like what could you advise from your own
I can, from my therapy and from what I see how I was raised into what I became, I felt I was this is another reason why I say about the social media and having control over my kids. I feel if you try to be a helicopter parent, I don't know if you know that term, that means you're over your kids, hovering over them, checking everything they do, trying to control their life on a daily basis. They're going to need to find an outlet of what they can control. And when it comes to eating, when I went to college, that's when I felt I had control over what I could eat or what I couldn't eat. And that's kind of on top of the modeling that got my mentality. I need to have control over something. It's a control thing. So if you see your kids, or if you're too tight and hold the reins too tight on your children, they're going to find outlets where they can release and find control over something in their life. That's another, I had OCD too. So that's another thing. When you feel you don't have control, you have to control and make things perfect. Just like with eating, I had to control and make myself be a certain way because that's all I felt I had control over. So if you notice traits in your kids like perfectionism, trying to make sure everything's okay, and it's hard, it's very hard because kids strive for perfectionism these days. But these are definitely traits to look for, and as a parent to kind of yes, you want to have control, but you don't want to have complete control. Like, give them options, let them feel like they can make their own choices. It's so important.
So thank you so much. It's I immensely appreciate because this is actually the gem how you actually concluded, because I kind of understood, maybe because I have majorly OCD. I know so much about that, right? And how it's with anxiety and depressions and bipolar. But because when I was twice in mental institution, they say actually it was not allowed for us to go deeply in another diagnosis, because then you find definitely in yourself. But I know I had it, and I still didn't get really you telling me now scientifically based information, but it makes very sense. True. It just, yes, it's true. It's a kind of balance substitute that you want to control at least something. It's true. Yeah. So was it like that in your case? You felt a lot of pressure when you grew up?
So my parents divorced when I was 9, and up until I was 9, I love my dad. Don't get me wrong, my dad is an amazing person. I just felt very controlled and like I had to please him and be perfect for him. So I think you're a product of your environment. People say that, but some people agree, some people disagree. But like we were saying, the seeds get planted at a young age. You're around your parents. They're the ones that are raising you. Yes, you're around other people, but your parents are your main influence on you. And then when my parents got divorced, it was just my mom, my brother, and me. And my dad was around. I'd see him, but mainly it was my mom raising us. And she was very lenient, gave more control, but I still felt like I needed to please my dad and be perfect for my dad. And then like the whole modeling thing came in, and they're like, I was so skinny, and they're like, oh, you need to lose more. I'm like, how can I lose more weight? I can't lose more weight. Like, for real. I was like, you want me to saw my bones?
You're just
And
bones.
so,
No,
yeah, I was like, in my head, I was like,
bones
what?
cannot lose weight. Sorry. Oh my God.
So that was, I need to strive for perfectionism for that. So it all goes back. It really does all go back. And then the little seeds plant, and that's how things develop and snowball.
I'm so happy that you can be with us. I'm not happy that you had it, but I'm very happy that you are so open about that you're sharing all this very, very valuable.
Yeah.
And now it's so critically important. You're, I'm sure, saving so many lives basically now, because I know myself what it is. I already have friends who they're friends, and my friends, they have kids with these problems, and now we at least know all society that it's mental disorders problem, and it's more open now to seek for help, right? But
yes,
how
it is.
In your case, how actually you came to the therapy, because it's also this long way, right?
Yes. Well, it happened when I was younger. I was 19, 20, away at college, and I got to a point where I was really, really skinny, like really sick. I was eating 1 apple a day and water. Like, that's it. That's all I would eat. And I got really sick, and I started developing insomnia, and my hair was falling out, and I was like, something's wrong. So I stopped mid-semester at one of my universities, and I went home, and my mom was like, you need to go see a therapist. My mom was such a big support. She pushed me out to see that therapist, I think 3 times a week, and then 2 times a week, and then 1 time a week, and then every few weeks, until I got to a place where I was okay, you know? So it was really my mom that kind of shoved me into therapy, and I like woke up and I was like, this is not okay. And then over the years, like I said, the confidence and realizing that I'm okay with who I am. But it didn't happen overnight. It takes years and years. And still, at times, I'm like, I question myself, and I look and compare. But then I realize I can't do that. I can't do that. We're all different. We're all unique, beautiful in our own way.
Yes, exactly. And like you said, it's so important to remember it's not about perfection, it's about progress and daily practice, because you have to practice this brain muscle and tool of your confidence, because it's so easy just to be, again, something happen all the time, you be distracted, and like you are, it's like you cognitive, you have to build this from this small road to big. But yeah,
it's like you're training your muscles. Like, you go to the gym to train your muscles. You have to train your brain to think a certain way. You have to work on yourself every single day.
Yes, and I'm so happy that you had this unwavering support from your mom, and that you actually decided to come home and because for us also it's very difficult. It's first, actually, everything should happen with yourself. It's acknowledgement, the recognition that, oh, I have a problem, and this is the problem, because many people, especially, they never acknowledge that. No, I'm okay, I'm fine, right? No, because you even lie to yourself, right? It's the most that's why they have to put you someplace, because because it's actually something strange happened, that that it hurts your body, that you don't eat, but you don't eat.
Exactly.
And it's here, and then it's how many months, because it's like you said, it's process, and we should also warn people that takes time, and it's okay. Sometimes it will not be like this, it will be like this. It's
up and down and up.
Yeah. So
I don't even know. I was in therapy probably a year, but I talked to her more because I went away to college again when I felt like I could a year later. But it was a year. But it's like you said, it's still a process. I may not be in therapy, but I work on myself daily. I've worked on myself,
Yes, it's personal growth every single day, because especially it's a common and goal. It's like you can never be quit from it. You can just learn into it, learn into it, how to live with that.
Yes.
happen like this, like that, but because to use energy to forget it, why? It's your experience, but it's also what makes you you, right?
Yeah.
Uniquely you. You're so beautiful because you have had all that. And but yes, it's daily, it's decades practice. It's true. Um, what before, it's actually it came already very smoothly that uh, about neurodiversity. It's actually I'm raising awareness and advocacy because I have OCD, and now before I believed it's just negative terminology, which is also very very, I'm for sure that it's very impactful how we are talking to ourselves, right?
Yes, yes.
Or for me it's big change now. I'm talking to myself, to other people. I have OCD, neurodivergence, or I should say, before I was like, oh, I have this mental disorder, I'm sick, I'm disabled, or people that they refer to me broke, disorder, mental disability, everything just negative. And of course,
Yes.
you believe
You
as much.
believe that you're sick, something's wrong with, like with my eating disorder. Oh, you're sick. My dad never acknowledged it, and people, especially someone that you look up to. And like I said, I developed this perfectionism mentality because of that. And then he's like, oh, you're sick. Oh, or not even believing it's a real thing, saying, oh, there's
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
wrong with you. You can control us. I can't control it. People don't understand. You can't control us. You can't just shut it off and be like, okay, I'm good. Give me a hamburger. No, I'm sorry. You can't control OCD. You can't control anxiety. You can't control depression. None of it you can control. You just can't. And we need to bring more awareness because there are a lot of people that think we can cure it.
No, for me as well. So what do you think, especially now, like especially now in Ukraine, and before also when I moved from my country, so everybody like, what do you mean depression? You have food on the table, you have clothes, you have what do you mean? It's like, especially in my country, it's still like a lot of stigmatization and taboo, and it's like weakness even to talk about that. Now I'm so proud to talk about. For me,
I'm very good for you. You should be proud of yourself because we need to talk about it. And it's kind of sad to hear you say that people, that they don't really acknowledge. And so you're doing something wonderful speaking about it. So I'm proud of you for doing that.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm so proud of you because I know, believe me, how heartful break, and it's how difficult it's like every single day, like you said, give me a number. Yes, maybe I can eat it, but it's one night shot. It doesn't help at all. It's actually gives even more problems here. It's not for the stomach, it's here.
Yes.
It takes so many months and years, and you still need practice every single day because it's what we should do, and we need to talk more, especially I believe with teenagers, with kids. They already born in totally different era, with all this curated, all these glance pictures, with filters, with masks. It's like it's so scary. We need to teach them that no. Why then people, when they're really bad and crying, and they don't post these pictures, and why you have to take 50 to choose the best one, right?
Exactly.
You don't post first, or you don't post the worst one.
Exactly.
It's we need at least to raise and ask them, just like you said, you can't control kids, then it's opposite effect.
Yes.
It's like this, it will be like that.
You try to control them, they're going to do the yes. And thank goodness I experienced that. So now I can kind of steer away from that for my kids. And we can share with others, to be open and let them know.
Exactly. I'm so proud of you as well, because not many, it's also the era of materialism. It's like more and more of that and that and that. And then when you start be engaged in this like never ending race, so then you don't have time for your kids, right? You just can give them gadgets and that's it.
Instead of like addressing the actual issue at hand, you're trying to just quiet them down and put it. I have to say this, we were on the Disney cruise, and the parents were there with these two beautiful young children, maybe 7 and 9. and the parents were eating dinner and they gave the kids tablets to watch. I'm like, you're on this beautiful cruise with your 2 beautiful children. Why would you put tablets in front of their faces? You should be coloring, or it's this age of technology. It's crazy to me. I don't know.
Exactly. Sometimes also when I see like family dinner outside in the restaurant and 4 of them, I basically not just kids but 2 teenagers and 2 parents.
They're on their phone.
I was like, oh my God, guys, why are you actually
seriously?
Yeah, it's nonsense for me. It's like I really wow. Yes, okay, we could just okay, continue. But before we play a little bit and wrapping up, I want to ask you about your reflection. If we need to help, like especially our teenagers, like and to raise awareness more about still like building inclusive environments, inclusive team, where we should list or they where should start, or what they should focus on, what is the most still important, just despite all this bias and everything, what do you believe like core values we need still to share with our young generation?
So my mentality, I'm just a super positive, accepting of all person, and that's just how I am and how I raised by my mom, and always give to others and don't expect. You know, and that's how I am. I love giving gifts. For me, getting them, I'm like, it's okay. Mm-hmm. But raising my kids this way from a young age, around the holidays, donating to others, being accepting of all colors and genders, and just having an open mindset to accept everybody how they are. We have to start that from a young age with our kids, just to accept and be accepting and not make fun of somebody because they're different. And my kids have such a diverse group of friends. I'm so proud. I look at my kids, I'm like, I'm really proud of how I raised my kids. They're so accepting, and they're involved with their school and involved with clubs that are inclusivity and just accepting. And we have to start with our kids. We have to like show them that it's okay to be different, because there are a lot of kids that aren't accepting. I see in their schools, and I see mean girls being mean to certain ones because they look a certain way or dress a certain way. And same with boys, but more so girls can be pretty catty to one another. But it starts with the parents. It starts with us leading by example, and showing them acceptance and being kind and opening the door for others and saying please and thank you and manners. It's common decency that people need to have. And with my kids, when they were little, may I please be excused from the table? You know, it's just manners. It's just something, raising them to be good people.
Oh, beautiful. What a beautiful. Oh, really, it's I felt with all my heart vibration, every single word. I'm cherishing. Yes, we need role models like you for being a mom and being a model, all this beautiful bouquet in this really stressful world, and to show how actually what is the most important, still the most inner beauty. It is.
Yes, it is.
It has to be out of fashion, right?
Yeah.
It is most important.
Because when you're beautiful inside, you radiate. You just you can't help. It just brings a glow to you, you know?
Exactly. I know. That's why I'm sure that's why actually I don't have that many female guests. I'm inviting them. I actually do advocate for gender equality, but you're my first actually model on this podcast, and
thank you.
My already 32nd show, and usually it's very nerdy stuff, but I somehow felt that now this girl, I want to talk to her. I was like, yeah, it's true. So now I kind of felt it, that's why maybe it's can be surprised to my audience, but me and Liz, we have never met each other yet, like in real life, and we just met on Instagram. But in Instagram it's trillions of people, and you never know 95 fake of them. But I believe in destiny. I believe in this special vibration between good people, but with people with the same values, heart values. So I'm so privileged and honored now, even more that I know your beauty, your personality. One day I hope we can do together, because we have the same history now that much, either disorders and all. Probably we should make some event, or
we should.
Absolutely. So I'm so thankful for you being you doing you, despite all this now very difficult times and everything. Before we wrapping up, I'm always trying to uplift and to have a little bit fun note before actually ending. We start with childhood, and I'm happy that you had this little, because we have so much similarity. My parents also got divorced. I was like 7, 8, and I have the same also. Maybe it was this control of eating. I actually relate so much with everything you've shared. Like, I just didn't want to talk all the time. It's my show, but I'm not good at listening. I'm so bad. I'm talking all the time. And like, I know, if I had like executive producer now, he was like, Valeria, I will kill you. It's your guest show. She's the star, not you. I'm learning. It's a learning practice.
It is a learning process.
It's like my ear muscles. I need tattoo here, and like this, Valeria, you are host. You are not a guest. But okay, but it was fun. I hope at least you had the possibility to talk in between a little.
Yes, I loved it.
So this little beauty, she's very authentic. She knows that she's so tough, though she's little, and pink, my favorite color, and she's my helper to make dreams come true. And I do believe in fairy tales, and you're working for Disney. Come on, of course you do.
Of course I do. Magic.
Yes, of course. So, and exactly. Okay, I have never even met the person that everybody know about this little cutie, right? So, but my one little bit sustainable. She wants to help everybody. So 3 wish, not place, but 1 wish she can grant. So before we say goodbye to our beautiful audience and to each other, for now, not goodbye, just till next time.
See you later.
So what would be your wish for today? It can be anything you want, for you, for your kids, for the generation, for, I don't know. It's just what is hitting you up. Just
right now, honestly, this sounds silly, but I want everyone to know that they're worthy. My wish is for everyone to realize that they're worthy, and that there are people that care about you, and there are people that love you, and you're never alone. And that everyone is deserving of their dreams. You just have to believe in yourself and know that anything's possible.
Thank you so much. It cannot be more beautiful wish than that. I am joining all my vibrations, my molecules and atoms, everything, because this is the most important, special in our times now, to find the path to yourself, to your inner yourself, right? Just and know that yes, you are not alone. That problem for me, you as well, right? When you had these problems, actually you are more on your cocoon, and you believe you're alone because you believe you are not good enough.
Exactly.
Right? So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing you every single day. I'm so privileged. Now I can call you my friend. I hope
exactly.
I a hug, and
hugs.
Next time, much love to you, your kids, your husband, your loving family, that they are taking good care of you, that you can like flourish and nurture everybody around, because it's interaction. I know it's always synergy, right? So wish you much luck, and I hope then also, of course, all your projects and dreams come true. And I know that you're the person with this positive energy, and then I hope one day we can really do something. Even
we will.
I'm also a giver. I love giving. Oh my God, this is my obsession. OCD giving.
I know. That's like me. I'm like, give. So.
Yes. Okay, love. I'm sending much heart to you.
Thank you
so much. And yes, then until next time.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.